our conversation, though, with the big change that has come in, the change in the royalty payment, the higher payment that has to be made by HUL to the parent Unilever. What do you make of that? What's going to be the impact on the P&L?
Yeah, thanks. Yes, I agree with your view that yes, results were good. I think this will be one of the top tier results by FMCG company this quarter, and outlook is further improving. We expect that green shoots in rural will slowly start, and HUL will be a key beneficiary. Also in Q4, we will see further expansion in EBITDA margin and gross margin. To your question on royalty, see, any minority investor, royalty is a sensitive issue. So I do expect that near term there could be some negative reaction on the stock price because of this. But when I analyze versus say what happened 10 years back, I think the stock that time had cooled off around 4-5% post that announcement. But I think this time, because results are good and outlook is also good, plus if you see the 45 bips royalty impact in first year, I think that can be taken care by the company in terms of their pricing and cost decisions. Plus, definitely the peak of the raw material pressure is behind. Palm oil, that deflation full benefit will come in Q4. INR depreciation also, the worst is behind, and most of the raw material is imported. So I will say that this is more of a sentimental impact. We would also need to wait for the regulatory approvals, etc. But yes, minority investors don't like a royalty hike. So to that extent, it is going to have some impact. But yes, if you compare with peers, HUL, even after this at 3.45%, say after 3 years in terms of royalty cost, is still going to be lower than, say, Nestle's of the world. So still, HUL is at a lower level. So that is something which is also to be noted.
But Abneesh, hi, morning. So do you think that, as you said, minority investors don't like this increase in royalty, that now the key focal point, especially whether or not when there's any commentary from the management, is going to be next as to how they're really going to counter this with any sort of cost-saving impact? And do you think that this changes maybe the undertone of the stock or the view, by and large, the positive view that brokerages have across the board on HUL?
Yes, definitely. If you see, HUL has got pricing power. In 75% of the portfolio, they are gaining market share. In hair care, for example, their market share is at a 15-year high. The competition from D2C, which has been a key concern, that also worst is behind because of the liquidity dry up, so many job losses happening in D2C. In COVID era, D2C was seeing good demand, but now customer has gone back to malls, etc. So clearly, I will say that this is more of a near-term blip. Impact on numbers may not be meaningful. HUL has countered 50% inflation, 70% inflation in its raw material. Given that context, I think 40 bips royalty is not a major impact on numbers, but sentimentally, yes, near term, there will be some impact. And then after a few weeks, it will be, I think, back to normal.
Okay, Abneesh, let's leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. So that's, of course, the big news around HUL that we've been dissecting for all of our